Hey everyone, welcome back to the Film Yacht podcast. Ben Sears and Nate Richard here again. Here to talk again about the Oscars. Nate, how are you?
Wait, I thought we were talking about the new Tyler Perry movie, Joe's College Road Trip.
Well, that'll be this time next year when we're
Okay.
discussing its Best Picture merits and yeah,
Yes.
Best Casting merits, I'm sure.
Yes.
Just like all the Tyler Perry film that was nominated for an Oscar last year, the
Oh
Six
yeah.
Triple Eight.
I completely forgot that. I was doing a Sporkle quiz, like they always have one for the Oscars where you have to name every movie nominated. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the one movie I kept missing. Like I was just like, that
Yeah.
was the last one. I was like, what?
I can't imagine why. Me and all my coworkers were discussing it at the water cooler just today. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's gonna stand the test of time, I'm sure. Well, no, we it's been a few weeks since we've done this, so I guess quick check in. Nate, how are you feeling about the Oscar race? Do you feel like it's shifted at all, at least in Best Picture?
I don't know. It's so weird right now just because it's like we still have several weeks to go until the
Uh-huh.
Oscars. I get it, it's an overlap with the Olympics, but at the same time, the Super Bowl and the Olympics were on the same night. They can make room.
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like we've been in the post nomination glow for over a month now, and we still
Yeah.
have almost a month left to go. So here's hoping we'll survive. But
Yeah.
in
I
the
will say,
meantime,
I
yeah, go
will
ahead.
say one thing. I think one battle after another for a little bit because Sinners dominated so much. I'm like, I think that could win Best Picture and it splits the vote. But after just, even at the DGA with like PTA winning there, and then Producers Guild, that's coming up this weekend, right?
This weekend is BAFTA. I don't know about PGA. I
I
think it's either next weekend or the week after.
I put
Uh,
no stock in BAFTA, as you know. Um,
right.
Anybody who does look at our country's finest actor, Denzel Washington, who never been nominated.
So it looks like the PGA Awards are Saturday, February 28th.
Okay.
So yeah, I see what you're saying. I feel like as we said, the fatigue has kind of set in, and people just need something to talk about. And I'm still gonna put my money on one battle after another for Best
Yeah.
Picture anyway. So again, maybe this weekend after BAFTA, we'll have to reconvene if Sinners takes it and uh,
I will say
reassess things. But
the weird thing, though, is that not only are they the same studio, but both One Battle After Another and Sinners, I feel like are very American centric movies. They're set in
right,
America. One Battle kind of documents what's going on in our country right now. Sinners tackles, the Black American experience, especially in the realm of music. And
right.
we know that BAFTA usually likes their European films, so I wouldn't be shocked if we see like Hamnet or Sentimental Value sneak in there.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I just don't know. I mean, I'm doing a quick Google search now. Did Oppenheimer win Best Picture at BAFTA?
Well, I mean that
Um,
Christopher
yes, it
Nolan is
did.
British.
This is true. Yeah, but it's about American history and it's a very American subject. Although I guess it deals with the global politics. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, we'll discuss it later at some point, I'm sure. Tonight, we're doing our own kind of in memoriam, the last gasp of the movies that maybe didn't always have Oscar buzz, maybe did in some regards, but we're kind of going to go category by category, one by one. We're each going to give our picks, what should have been nominated in each category. Uh, just one each. We're not going to do a full, five nominees each. We'd be here
Woo.
all night. So as
Heck
fun as
yeah.
that sounds. But yeah, we can just dive right into it. Nate, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll start with best original song, which the
Everybody's
song,
favorite category.
yes. I will say, I don't know if this one qualified or not, but I think it probably should have because last year, even though it wasn't nominated, Repress from Challengers qualified. But I have
Right.
Lowly from 28 Years Later,
Okay.
which you hear that song several times throughout the film, also like during the end credits as well. I just think the Young Fathers, every song they did for 28 Years Later, it didn't feel like a score. It made the movie almost feel like a musical in its own right. And just, it was a character in itself. It wasn't just the end credits song that, you see most movies nominated are the end credits song. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's also just my music taste. It's a good running song, all of my running Spotify playlists. So,
Sure. Yeah, I mean I'm all for more love for 28 years later, so that's a good choice. I'll have to go back and listen to that because I remember liking the score, but I don't remember any original songs. So yeah, can't be mad about that. Well, I'm gonna go the more obvious route. I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters. I mean, it's crazy that there's only one of those songs only made it to the short list. But I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be totally fine with all five of the nominees being from that movie. But
seriously,
um,
yes.
yeah, I mean, at least how cool would it be just to see those songs performed live? So um, yeah, those are good, both good choices.
I nearly put down Takedown,
Mm,
How It's Done, or
sure.
even Soda Pop, but that's
Soda
just,
Pop, Your Idol. Yeah,
yeah.
can't go wrong with any of them. Yeah, very cool. Well, let's move right along to best casting, and I guess I'll go first this time.
Yep.
All right. So we talked. Well, no, I guess. Sorry, I had it in my mind that I was going to pick one thing. I'm going a different route anyway. Uh, so best casting, I'm going to say Superman.
Oh,
Um, we talked when we did our predictions episode. I talked about sentimental value here, but the more I thought about it, I like Superman as a nominee here, just because, like, I mean, how hard is it to cast Superman and Lex Luthor and all those other characters, and um, I think that James Gunn and the casting director did a great job. Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor. I mean, on paper that doesn't make any sense, but it
no.
it worked out really well. And then David Cornsweet, I gotta admit, I wasn't totally familiar with him before this, but he was perfect as Superman.
Just Rachel Brosnahan as well was just like stroke of genius casting.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have changed any of those characters. Even like Nathan Fillion as Green
Yeah.
Lantern. I know
He
he's a
was
James
great.
Gunn guy, but it worked out really well.
Really was. And it wasn't like a super starry cast. Like the biggest name in that cast was Nicholas Holt,
Yeah, yeah, him
which,
and Brosnahan. Yeah, and then uh, was is it Tony Revolori as Jimmy Olsen?
no,
Yeah.
Skylar Gisondo.
Oh, right. Yes, a different Spider-Man actor. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he was great in that as well.
Oh, yeah. So the movie I picked for casting was put on the short list, but it's not a traditional Oscar movie in any way. And yes, I did pick Weapons once more. But I think I'm really sad that movie wasn't nominated at all, just because if you know the story of how that movie was cast, they had filled out an entirely different cast initially. Then the strikes happened, and then
Right.
Disney had to snap away Pedro Pascal. Um, so he left that to do other things. But I think it kind of worked out. I thought Josh Brolin was great. But it had Renata Reinsova from Sentimental Value initially as well. I
Mm,
think Tyree Henry was going to be in the Benedict Wong role, Like there, it
Okay.
was completely different. And then they rebuilt that cast, and it's like just watching it. Well, even when I was interviewing Zach Kreger, I was just like, it feels like the characters were like written for them. And then even just, I mean, obviously Amy Madigan as well. I know her chances of winning, she's permanently, I think, in second place. I think that Tiana Taylor's going home with it, but just, I mean, her casting is just so brilliant. And I mean, to me, it is very much like the Demi Moore of this year,
Hmm.
especially because it's like an actress who hasn't been like in a ton lately, especially not like any big things. I think Amy Madigan is more low key than Demi Moore, but at
Right.
the same time, it's such a I love that casting. It was so every piece of casting was just so inspired, and then the main kid as well, Kerry Christopher, was like it's hard to find a good kid actor in a horror movie, and he was very believable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember hearing a little bit about the casting, snafu with that movie, but I never really read anything like super in depth to that extent. So that is, yeah, I mean, if I was a casting director, I think my head would probably explode if something like that happened. So
And
the way that they brought it all together, yeah, that's great.
when I talk to Zach Kreger, not to keep bringing that up, I feel like I'm like showboating that. I don't mean to, but he kind of seemed to imply because I was like, was Amy Madigan like she had to always have been cast, and he would not answer that.
Mm,
That was the one thing. Like he was open about every single thing I asked. He's just like, I don't know.
interesting.
So, you
The
know,
world will never know. Very
just
cool.
yeah,
All right. Let's see. What do we have next?
costume.
Should we do costume design? All right. You go ahead and go first.
Okay, this is one that you're gonna be like, what? But this is the sci-fi alien movie that I think should have been in here. This is also me showing my bias aside because I've seen these costumes in person. But Predator Badlands.
Mm,
I mean, most of the Yautja in that movie, they're physical people in those costumes. I think just how they almost kind of reinvented the Yautja, what they wear and everything. I also think the synths in the movie, their styles, how just even just simple costumes between Elle Fanning's two characters, Tia and Tessa, like
hmm.
their costumes alone kind of make them stand out, besides just the haircuts. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the bag for that movie. I love that movie, but I mean, compared to, and I love Avatar. Do not get me wrong. I think those costumes are great, but
Yeah.
they're also like all of those characters are basically naked. That whole movie.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's been more stuff since the nominations that's come out about like what went into designing those costumes and
Oh
how
yeah.
they are real pieces of clothing. But yeah, Um, I think with Predator Badlands, I think the limited number of cast members for that movie probably didn't help its Oscar chances, but still, I mean, yeah, futuristic sci-fi costumes. That's always going to be a challenge, no matter how many you have to do.
I almost picked Superman though. I
Mm.
was this close. I was like Superman, Predator, Superman, Predator, but I'm like, we've seen the Superman costume before. I love the design of it, and
Yeah,
but you know,
yeah.
decided to go a little more surprising.
Nice. Well, I'll be a little more nakedly obvious in this one. I just said Wicked for good.
Okay.
I mean, what else can you say? I mean, sure, an argument could be made, I guess, about some of the costumes were used in the first movie, but I mean, there's still just a million costumes that they put together, uh, both new and reused, and it all felt like a piece of this world that they all inhabit. So, um, yeah, that was the big snub in this category, I
I
think.
The one thing I will say, and I'm not comparing the quality of these two franchises, but you're saying, oh, maybe because some of the costumes were used in the previous movie. Lord of the Rings, I believe, was nominated in costume for all
Hmm.
three films. They reused costumes in that.
Sure. Well, you'll never hear me say bad things about that trilogy, so
I won't either. I love those movies. They're far. I'm not comparing the
right,
quality.
right, yeah. I almost switched this at the last minute because I just watched the movie last night, but I think Kokuo could have been a great nominee in this category. Yeah, definitely check out the costumes there because they're almost what you noticed before the makeup and hairstyling of that movie. So, uh, yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out there.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So, moving right along, let's go to makeup and hairstyling. Speaking of which, let's see. Is it my turn this time?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I'll follow your lead and I'll say weapons here. I mean, I
Okay.
remember there was some kind of uh, commotion a little bit when it was left off the short list, but just the Amy Madigan character. That's all you have to say for what it should have been, uh, what should have gone there. So, uh, what else can you say?
I nearly put weapons. I was very, very close to putting it, but I decided to spice it up again, and I'm using. I put down 28 years later again. I mean,
Hey, sure.
everything
Yeah,
about that. They
so,
designed a zombie penis, okay?
yeah, which is prosthetic, which counts. So,
The birthing scene as well. I mean, with the zombie bird, like the commitment to even doing that.
yeah.
Jokes aside about the penis, but like the zombie bird, like that movie, I'm shocked that didn't get in. Was even
Yeah,
shortlisted.
so I kind of have an unwritten rule, at least for myself, where amongst these ones that we're talking about, I only do one per film. Otherwise, yeah, it would just be 28 years later for or Train Dreams or three different movies for all of these categories. But yeah, that's a great shout out. I mean,
That
it
was
was tough
the
to pick my
last 20
one
years.
28 years later nominee for these. So good call there. Um, all right, what do we have next? Best sound.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go there. All right. Let's see. Is it your turn to go first this time?
Yes,
Okay. I wonder if we're gonna have the same one this time.
we are. I think Warfare. Do you have Warfare?
Yep. Correct.
How the hell was that not nominated? Like, how was that not even shortlisted? I mean, the sound is a character all in itself. I made,
Yeah.
my own award show. I mean, I continue. I've been doing it for the last like 6 years. But I made my category for sound this year specifically for Warfare and nominate like F1. Like, holy crap. I've
Yeah.
never heard like sound in a movie like that before, where it's just so.
Yeah. I mean, aside from like F1 or Mission Impossible, it's definitely the loudest movie from last year. I think. Might have to think about it for a second, but yeah, I mean the way that yeah you said it is the sound is a character, and yeah, I felt the same way last year with Civil War. It should have
Yes.
been a nominee in that category as well. So it's a real
Just
bummer. I wonder if a different studio was handling it and didn't kind of drop the ball. I wonder maybe it could have gotten in, but
I
uh,
don't, because both of those movies, like they always do gun movies, but I've never heard like gunshots in a movie quite like how they do it in
yeah,
Civil War and Warfare. Like One Battle After Another was nominated, right?
yeah,
And I mean, I love that movie. It has great sounds. I also Houndy's nominated that as well. That's kind of normal gunfire in a movie. When she's rattling it off.
yep,
I mean, it's great, but come on,
sure,
Warfare.
yeah,
Spread the love.
yeah. Uh, Yeah, I think we could go on forever about this one. um, yeah, so let's move right on to best film editing. And again, I wonder if we have the same one for this one, but I have no other choice.
God damn it. Yeah, I put that down as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, what it's I didn't love No Other Choice as much as maybe as much as you or a bunch of other critics and fans of Park Chan-wook, but yeah, I mean the way that he edits or his editors, the way that they do it is just unlike anyone else that's working these days. It's just insane choices that are just like you don't know how they do it half the time.
and it's just how it's cut. It goes by so freaking quick as well because it's a
Hmm.
longer movie. But I mean,
Yeah, it's like over 2 hours, but yeah, it doesn't feel like it. It really moves along. So yeah, I mean, international feature would have been the go-to choice for that, but yeah, it would have been just as worthy to get an editing nomination. Yeah. All right, what do we have next? Best production design.
okay, this is my kind of wild card that you might be surprised by what I chose.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so I chose the Fantastic Four First Steps. A
Mm,
movie I didn't love as much as I wanted to, but and I mean, I don't think all the visual effects in that movie were like great by any means, but just capturing that retro 60s kind of Jetsons vibe, they really nailed that. Like that was probably my favorite part of that whole movie. I enjoyed it, but like usually when Marvel says, "Oh, we want to capture this vibe," it's like, "Okay, sure, buddy." But, this I felt like they really nailed it. And it made me just kind of want to like live in that world. And I'm like, "You know what? If they Secret Wars reboots all of this, what if we just have it all on this, alternate Earth? That'd be kind of
yeah.
cool." I just loved how it felt so different from anything we'd seen from like Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like the Black Panther movies, yeah, I mean, when was the last time you even noticed the production design of a Marvel movie? It's, yeah, I mean, I think for a minute there, it might have been a little close to actually getting in. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. The way that they made that movie look was one of its better aspects. Yeah. Well, if you know me, it won't surprise you that my choice here is the Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, the guy has a look, and it's amazing. No one else does it like him, and it kind of seems like at this point, unfortunately, who knows if he'll get any nominations for any movie he ever does again, which
He has an
is
Oscar now, but not.
sure, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
oh boy, that's a whole other podcast. Uh, yeah, I mean, Asteroid City and now Phoenician Scheme just kind of continues what he does, and especially like the Phoenician Scheme, there were a lot of sets that he used and a lot of different
Yeah.
kind of aesthetics, and it's a different time period, so it's unfortunate that, especially in production design, that he continues to get overlooked.
I'm a big Wes Anderson fanboy. I was kind of a little let down by the Phoenician Scheme. It's like the first
Mm,
movie of his that I never really. I liked it. I just didn't love it. And I usually love all of his movies. So, but I did think the production design was very just some of its most ambitious yet. Just even like the miniatures at the end of the
yeah.
movie as well. But oh well.
Yeah, I mean, just coming off of the high of Asteroid City, which I think
Yes.
is like almost my favorite movie of his.
Same.
Just yeah, I'll admit I wasn't as high on Phoenician Scheme overall, but I mean, it's still better than a lot of movies from last year. So
Yeah. I mean, that was Adam Stockhausen again. He's just he's perfect. for Wes
Yeah.
Anderson's world. He also works with Spielberg. He's got range as a production designer, let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Um, all right. So, what do we have next? Original score.
Yes.
Let's see. Are you
You have the
going,
same time.
or am I going first on this one?
You go first because I did Fantastic Four first.
Okay. So, I'll admit it was a little bit of a struggle for me to come up with this one, but I said Black Bag. I think it's David
Okay.
Holmes who did that, and yeah, I mean, just mostly like, he did the Ocean's 11 movies, and the score for those is just iconic, and he does a lot of what he did there in Black Bag, and it just worked really well for me, and just kind of kept the movie flowing and moving right along. So, big fan of his work overall.
I put down kind of the obvious one, but it's like the biggest what the heck are you doing? Daniel Lil Payton, Marty Supreme.
Sure.
I mean, no, like that score is so great. Just even how it like fits, even with like the needle drops in that movie. I mean,
Yep.
and the 80s kind of retro vibe to it as well. I don't even
Yeah.
think I need to explain why it's great. Like they know what they did wrong.
Yeah. They'll probably be kicking themselves in the future about that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good choice. He's not a composer that I'm super familiar with, so
Me either.
I'm a fan of his now. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to best visual effects.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I picked another movie that I was shocked wasn't even on the short list, and that's How to Train Your Dragon. Um, Say what you will about the movie, it's like, oh, it's a carbon copy. The dragons look great.
Hmm.
Like they were a mix between they felt real, but they also felt very faithful to like the animated movie. I remember when the first teaser came out, it's like it looks weird. I'm like, you're trying to make everything Sonic, and it's not. And they still were able to capture that like cuteness of Toothless that you know of, but at the same time, kind of make him feel like a real dragon. And
Right.
they weren't too scary ever either. I mean, they still made it like a family movie, but it wasn't like too cartoonish either. I'm just shocked that wasn't even shortlisted.
Really, I don't remember that. I could have sworn it was on the short list. I mean,
Oh,
I trust you, but wow, yeah. So, yeah,
nominate
that's enough.
Fantastic Four for that baby.
Did they? Was it on there, or which one was Captain America: Brave New World shortlisted?
That was
Was it
Score.
that or Score? Okay.
Might have been both. Oh God, it could have been
Oh
both.
boy. Well, anyway, How to Train Your Dragon, that's what I'm saying as well. So,
Woo!
I mean, the obvious choice is Superman, because I feel like that was kind of a shocking snub on nomination morning here, but I already said Superman in another category. So, yeah, I mean, what pretty much the only justification you can have for doing a live action remake is to show off the visual effects. I mean, besides making more cash, but yeah, I mean the visual effects in that were very good. I had no complaints, especially like when they are like flying on the dragons. I
Yeah.
thought that was really well done.
I mean, we should also not ignore the stellar visual effects of the dwarves in Snow White.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we still got best picture to come up
Okay.
with, so
Yeah.
let's not dally any further. We'll get to it eventually. Um, all right, so unless you want to continue on, we can move on to cinematography.
Yes, I got a spicy one on this one. So
Oh, well, mine has already been mentioned, but it's 28 years later. Like I said, I had to figure out a place to put it, and yeah, I mean, just sure, it may not look the most polished or the best on the big screen, but it's the most distinctive. It's the most technically impressive. They shot it almost completely on iPhones and
Hmm.
drones, and it just looks so vibrant. And the kind of bullet time effect that they jerry rigged, and that was just so cool. And I wish it could have been recognized.
Mine is actually for a movie I didn't even really like that much. But the visual effects to me just really stood out. And
Wait, visual
that's,
effects or
I mean, the
cinematography?
cinematography, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The cinematography really stood out to me. It's a ballad of the small player, which was the Edward Bergen
Mm,
movie.
yep.
Um, just how they create. It was Hong Kong. It was set in, right? Or Bangkok,
Yes.
somewhere in
Hong
Asia.
Kong.
But
Or no, Macau.
okay, I'm not making a good case. The colors of it, just how it captures the casino for a movie that nothing really much like happens. I
Hmm.
was still always glued to the screen because like every shot of that movie, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could see this on the big screen just for the cinematography. I'm not vibing with much else in this movie, but it looked good.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. Yeah, that was a big letdown. I think that was probably number 7 or 8 for me. But yeah, I mean it looked great. I would also say the costumes were very good as well.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, just kind of a bummer, kind of a real nothing movie. So
yeah. I will say I nearly put down no other choice, but like you were saying, it's like if I keep putting that movie down, it's just gonna be like sweeping. So
uh-huh, pretty much. Yeah. Well, let's speaking of no other choice, let's go on to where it missed out and international feature. I think I'm up here.
I think I am because we
Okay.
did call it a small player, but yeah, it's
Oh,
no other
right. Yes.
choice.
Yes. Go ahead. No
It's
other
no other
choice.
choice again. This is the last time I'll mention it. Um, but what does Academy have against Park? I mean, I think this movie's it was a good category this year. I thought all of the movies nominated were great. I probably would have swapped out Surat for this, though. I would have
Same.
easily. This probably would have been my winner.
Same.
Um, but I just think it's despite it being, South Korean film, it feels like a very, very universal film right now, especially with the rise of, AI and tech replacing all the jobs. It's like every time I go home to my parents, like that always comes up, and I'm like, oh, you should watch this movie. Kind of gets it.
Right.
But I feel like this was the kind of film that would have been the perfect time to honor Park Chan Wook and finally have him one of his movies be nominated for an Oscar, especially with it felt like more mainstream than his last one. Um,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I haven't seen all of his films, but I feel like it's his most accessible to mainstream audiences. And yeah, it really felt like Neon was pushing for it in spite of, the mountain of other contenders that they had this year. So
yeah,
it's weird. I don't know. I like I said, I didn't love that movie as much as I wanted to, but I mean, I would love to see him be a nominee. But my pick for this one was, I'm kind of surprised that it didn't happen. Kind of not surprised, but I said Left-Handed Girl from
okay,
Netflix, and um, Sean Baker didn't direct it, but he co-wrote it, and I think he either edited it or co-edited, but he had a big hand in making it, and it very much feels like a Sean Baker movie once you see it, in what it's portraying and what its themes are. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that one, and it's a Netflix movie, and it could have easily snuck in there, I think, but um, yeah, it was a cute little, kind of low stakes family movie.
yeah, I
Not
still
a,
haven't seen it, so I can't really
ah,
to it. I've
I
heard
think
good
you'll like it.
things.
I think
Yeah.
you'll like it. It's got a very good child performance, and I think that's another one that I think was also shot on iPhone. So
Oh, well.
um, yeah, check it out. It's on, like I said, it's on Netflix. And I can kind of understand why it didn't happen because I don't think that Netflix really made it a priority, although they probably should have once all their other contenders started tanking. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, they got
yeah,
2 movies in Best Picture this year, which is the most in a couple years. So,
sure. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to documentary feature. And I'll go first. So this one, this is a totally personal one. I don't think I'm confident it did not make the short list, and I don't think you've seen it, Nita. It's called Megadoc.
I
It's
have seen
the,
this.
you have,
That's what I
okay.
wrote down too.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I mostly just connected with it because I kind of always love movies that are about the creative process, and to see this kind of behind the scenes making of Megalopolis, a movie which I kind of despised and kind of loved in equal measure somehow. It, like I've said this before, but it's one thing to see a passion project come together, but it's another thing to see the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into making it. So it it was a very quiet release, but still I hope that people are able to check it out.
It's so good. It kind of made me want to go back and rewatch Megalopolis. Also, kind
Uh-huh.
of not because I don't think it's a very good movie. But I just thought it was fascinating. It also works kind of well as a comedy as well. Very
Right.
dark comedy, but
Yeah.
comedy nonetheless.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf basically acting like anybody's high school bully with like Francis Ford Coppola, like just kind of like talking down to him, and then like Francis Ford Coppola is just like, "Stop it!"
Yeah.
Like arguing with each other. I was like, this is kind of funny. I shouldn't be laughing, but
Yeah, I mean the if you think you have an idea of what Shia LaBeouf is gonna do in that movie, you're still gonna be in for a surprise.
and Aubrey Plaza's just like proving no, she is just April Ludgate in real life.
Hmm.
She's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but cool.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah, that was I. Yeah, I don't know if I will ever go back and rewatch Megalopolis, at least not sober anyway. But
No.
this kind of made me want to do it, which before seeing Megadoc, I don't know if I ever would have said. But uh, anyway, let's move on. Let's go to animated feature. Nate, what do you have?
So this was maybe the toughest one for me, just because last year was not a good year for animation, outside of some exceptions. Um, so it kind of took me a little bit. Initially, I was thinking Neja too, but I gotta be me, and I gotta pick Dogman. I just like Dogman. I thought it was actually really clever and cute. And I mean, if the Boss Baby can get nominated, you can get Dogman, which is a far superior movie, by the way.
Sure.
But I just
I
thought it was
mean,
really clever, cute, captured like the essence, and it made me laugh a lot. I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
Dogman.
my kids' propaganda campaign has worked on you apparently.
That's
Um, no, I mean at the very least, it's got a unique animation style,
that's
compared to all the other nominees in the field. So yeah, I'm with you as well. I kind of struggled with what I would say here because I have not seen Neja 2. I still
it's
haven't.
good.
Yeah, for a minute I would have said the Predator Killer of
I was
Killers
gonna.
movie, even though that technically I don't think is eligible for the Oscars. But so I just said the Bad Guys too. I mean,
Okay.
I'll admit I didn't like it as much as the first movie. I honestly had kind of forgotten about it until my kids put it on the other day. Um, but I mean, it's still fun. It's has that same kind of chaotic energy that the first movie had, and it's got a very good animation style. You know, it's kind of cel shaded and kind of cartoony. So yeah, it's all I'll say about that. Let's move along. Um, let's see. We have adapted screenplay up next.
Yes.
So I have a feeling that this is going to be another one that we're gonna match with. But I said Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man.
I also said that.
Yep. I mean, we talked about it when our predictions happened, and the previous two movies were nominees, and now this one, I can understand why it didn't happen ultimately. It wasn't as twisty or as ensemble focused as the first two, but or maybe the sheen had worn off a little bit, but still very thematically rich and still had some decent characters.
I think it was the deepest of the three
Mm,
by far as well. Just I love how not Ryan Gosling, Ryan Johnson. I'm still on the Project Hail Mary talk. I love how Ryan Johnson has talked. He talks about religion in such like a nuanced way, where it doesn't feel like it's not Angel Studios, but it's also not Ricky Gervais or Seth Rogen's Sausage Party.
right.
He's coming from like an honest place of being like, hey, it works for these people, but here's how, this institution can be flawed in these ways as well. But it's never like preachy to one side or the other. And it's reminds me a lot of what Mike Flanagan does in a lot of his work as well.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. That's a good choice. This is another category where I could have said 28 years later. It was probably in there for a minute, but yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Wake Up Dead Man, great movie. So let's go to the original. Let's see. Sorry, is it my turn or yours?
I think we both had the same one, and I think
Yeah,
you, I went first for animated. So
right. So it's your turn.
okay.
Original
So
screenplay.
I really, it's only because I know I already mentioned it, but I have to again, just because Weapons is just a masterwork of screenplay.
Yeah.
It's so few movies like Zach Cregger's only on his second like solo directorial film, and making a movie that is out of like sequential order, that's tough.
Yep.
On last this past weekend I watched We Live in Time. I never actually seen that until now. One of the things
Mm,
that kind of bugged me was the structure. I thought it was a little sloppy at times.
yeah.
This movie makes its like structure so different,
Mm,
and I think he really has a grasp of like combining the dark comedy with horror. It's never too goofy, but at the same time, you're laughing at just the sheer absurdity of it. I have to put it on here. I'm sorry.
yeah, and it's not easy to do that kind of fractured structure and still make it make sense and not confuse everyone about where you are and when you are and who's doing what and who's where. And yeah, that's typically the kind of screenplay that does get an Oscar nomination. So yeah, I it does not surprise me that you're riding hard for that in that one. So kudos to you there. So my pick, I had to go a little bit further outside the box for this one. I said Cloud from Kiyoshi Kurosawa.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you ever get a chance to see that one?
It's on the Criterion channel. I've been meaning to watch it because I've heard like great things, but still haven't yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just in the bag for Kiyoshi Kurosawa. I'll admit I haven't seen a good deal of his movies, but I think he just has a great finger on the pulse of like internet culture, and Cloud was very much about like modern internet culture, specifically about like online retailers and resellers. And it didn't hit you over the head with what he's talking about, but he just very effectively tells a story about a guy and how the internet has kind of poisoned our minds. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else had that on their radar, at least in the screenplay, but worth checking out. Yeah.
Okay. So, Best Supporting Actress is next.
All right. Um, so my pick won't surprise anyone, especially those that were at the IFJ meeting. I said Pamela Anderson for The Naked Gun. I mean, you know, she she couldn't even get a Golden Globe nomination in the comedy category. So I was not, holding my breath that this was going to happen, but still worthy regardless, and deserves to be shouted out, even if it is ultimately futile. But I mean, she just does everything that movie asks for her to do. She's so funny. She does a lot of physical comedy, clever wordplay. Just, like I said, everything that movie is asking her to do. And I will say she came closer for the year before for The Last Showgirl, but I would say that she's definitely better in The
Yeah.
Naked Gun when she is doing something totally different
Yeah.
with zero Oscar prospects in mind.
So with mine, I'd initially put down Mia Sara for The Life of Chuck, but I wanted to do something a little more off field, because this is a performance that has been so forgotten about, mainly because this movie came out last January. But it's SZA in One of Them Days.
Mm,
For her acting debut, where I remember seeing the trailers for that movie. I'm like, this looks awful. I'm never seeing this. And then I heard all these good things, and I watched it on Netflix, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, she's hilarious in this movie, and just her complete and utter commitment to like the physical comedy, and just being so, because she hasn't acted before, and
mhm,
she's willing to just go along with like all the shenanigans, and even just her chemistry with Kiki Palmer was surprisingly like really sweet as well. But I'm kind of shocked we haven't heard her be like announced for like more movies since then. 'Cause
mhm.
she's just really funny in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do you see musicians or rappers try their hand at acting and it just does not work out?
Yeah,
But I'm embarrassed to say I still haven't seen that movie, but
it's good. It's
I
funny.
will check it out. I've heard plenty of good things, so I will report back. Yeah,
I
I
will
mean,
say the
go
one thing.
ahead.
Um, I think Elle Fanning was nominated for the wrong movie. Predator
That
Badlands, man.
doesn't surprise me to hear you say that. Although she'd be a lead actress, right? So she could have been double nominated.
Yes.
I
Uh,
I think I think that the studio probably would have campaigned her in lead for that. Yeah, very cool. So supporting actor, Nate, hit us.
um, because I initially almost put a Stephen King adaptation in Best Supporting Actress, but I wanted to differentiate. This is my Stephen King adaptation nomination, and it's David Johnson in The Long Walk. I think
Hmm.
David Johnson is like one of our next great actors. Um, just his role in The Long Walk, playing, it is mainly just him and Cooper Hoffman, that entire movie, as we just see everybody around them drop dead. But I mean, he just broke my heart in the movie as well. Especially with, I don't want to like spoil it in case somebody still hasn't seen the movie. But how they change up the ending and how he pulls it off is just so magnetic. And I mean, it's rare to see like an actor where you're like, oh, they're gonna win an Oscar one day. Like regardless, it won't be for this. I know because they nominations already came out and they don't like movies like this. But like, just seeing him in that movie, it's like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna be one of the greats.
Yeah, I like everything that I've seen him in so far. I will admit I have not watched any of Industry yet, but yeah, all of the movies that he's done, I have enjoyed him in, even if I didn't like the movie all that much overall. I did almost say The Long Walk in casting. I think that would have been a cool nomination there, but yeah, that's a good pick. Arguably a lead performance, but who's to say? I mean,
Yeah.
it's your ballot, so you can put him wherever you want. Well, my pick, I mean, it should surprise no one, but I said William H. Macy for Train Dreams. Uh, Definitely a supporting performance there. You know, he's only in there for a couple scenes, but I mean, just the gentleness and the warmth that he brings to that is, you know, just so great for what he does. And he kind of lingers after he leaves, and um, just made a big impact on me when I saw that.
So yeah, he was really, especially because he's not in that movie much at all. But like
Hmm.
he sticks with you, makes you cry.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, like I said, I had to find somewhere to fit Train Dreams. Could have put it in score or, any production design, anything. But yeah, loved him in that. Let's move along to Best Actor. Let's see. I'm up this one. So this one, I gotta kind of pat myself on the back for this one because I was kind of struggling with like what I was gonna pick, but I said Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, he's not gonna get recognized for the stunts for that movie, but I mean, he is that movie, and his performance, even when he's doing the crazy stunts, he is still acting, and you have to kind of remind yourself of that sometimes. And he may not have the most depth in that role, but he still pulls it off, and it's a physical performance. So, deserves to be recognized in one way.
For me, okay, I initially put down a more obvious snub, which is Jesse Plemons and Begonia, who honestly, I feel like he gave my favorite performance of last year, or at least he's like tied with Timothy and uh, Amy Madigan. Like
Right.
he was so good. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do that. Because you're not gonna name him, because you already named an actor in this movie someplace else. I'm gonna put in Liam Neeson for The Naked Gun.
Hey.
I
Yeah.
mean, just talk about complete and utter commitment. I've always thought Liam Neeson was like funny when he would just appear in like random like he was in a Super Bowl ad for a Clash of Clans like 10 years ago. He
Uh-huh.
was funny in that. He has a cameo in the second Ted movie where
Uh-huh.
he buys tricks. Have you seen that clip?
No, I haven't.
It is like the funniest shit ever. And I mean, just seeing him in the role of Frank Drebin Jr., it was magical.
Yeah.
And he went bold with it. He just went completely silly. I remember like the interviews where he's like, "This could make or break my career." Like he just was announced for like 10 more action movies, but I want to see like 10 more Naked Gun movies with him in it. Um,
Same. Yeah.
just everything about it was like I'm finally glad we got to see him like lead a comedy because he's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty much everything that I said about Pamela Anderson, you could say about him. You know, he just does all the goofy shit that that movie asks him to do, and he works. It works so well. I almost said that movie for casting because, like, yeah, he's a great pick, and Pamela Anderson, but also like to populate that movie almost entirely with like 40 somethings and 50 somethings and
Yeah.
60 somethings is a great bit of casting. So I guess I'll just have to continue to watch that movie over and over and uh, wish what once was. So let's move on to Best Actress. Yeah, Nate, what do you have? Because
I have
I struggled. I'll be honest. I kind of struggled picking one of these, but you go ahead.
there could be so many boring people or just like Amanda Seyfried, but I'm like, okay, cool. She was great and Testament of Anne Lee. But did they see Bob Trevino likes it? They did not. Because I know she was like on Euphoria. She's spoken up about her experience making that show, but Bob Trevino likes it made me see her in a completely new light. I thought she was great playing just a really human, just inherently very likable but flawed character that could have easily come off as kind of annoying or overbearing or whatever. And it's like you completely fall for her in that movie. And I mean, her friendship with John Leguizamo, yeah, that's kind of the main heart, but it's like that movie does not work if she's not in it either. Like the reason why you hate Fred Stewart's character so much in that movie is because of how sweet Barbie Ferreira plays her character. And yeah, I I hope to see her in like more roles like this. I'm glad she's kind of out of Euphoriaville. Um,
Yeah, I still have not watched Euphoria yet, and so I think that this was probably my first exposure to her. But yeah, I mean, like the very first scene, you are kind of drawn in to her and that character, and because of that performance, it works so well, and you are drawn in that much more. Because I remember that so distinctly now, just so many months later, and yeah, that's a good choice. I will admit went a little bit more obvious. I like I said, I had a little bit of trouble. I initially said Chase Infinity, who I incorrectly predicted to receive a nomination. I also, yeah, might have said Amanda Seyfried. I think I think what I will say though is Sydney Sweeney for Christie, because sure, it's a fairly standard kind of Oscar Beatty sports biopic performance, but she pulled it off really well, and
yeah,
she's it's another side to her that I mean I don't know if I've seen too many of her movies, but I don't think that I've seen this side of her. So I was just still really impressed. I don't think that that movie should have received the kind of mocking that it ultimately got,
yeah.
but it wasn't a great movie. It maybe was my least favorite of these three, but I thought, she is the central performance in that movie. Like you said, doesn't work as well without her. So,
I wanted to bring up with that performance as well. It's like I feel like some of the people ragging on that movie are being like, "LOL, you think she should have been numb?" It's like obviously she should. Like she's so used in every single movie. She's always playing the sex symbol, and
mhm.
okay, we get it. She's good at it. She is very attractive. But just completely shedding that and playing Christy Martin was she was really believable for being like one of the most recognizable people in Hollywood right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not just makeup that does that. It's like her whole demeanor just completely changed.
yeah, yeah. She's very good, and that movie I think deserved better, maybe a different distributor, and that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to Best Director. We're almost to the end here.
Yes, we are.
So I guess I'm up first, and this was in my top 10, and it's no surprise. I said James Sweeney for Twinless. Big
Okay.
fan of that movie,
Finally watched it.
and maybe not the most, the first one that you would think of when you think of directing, but once you watch that movie, he very much has a distinct kind of visual style to it, and I thought that the way that he directed that story was very well done.
I am also going to go a little less obvious now. I initially put Jafar Panahi, but I kind of like this trend of us going with lesser known. And even though this movie was nominated for in another category, I don't think she ever stood a chance in this. Is Mary Brownstein for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I have not seen
Sure.
her other film before this, but If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Like, there's a lot of movies where it's like, okay, this, like, it's made to be like a horror movie, but this movie was like truly like terrifying. And it's not like scary. Like, it's not meant to be scary, but just the way she directs it, or the choice to have the camera's almost always like claustrophobic on Rose Byrne's face, which I don't mind. She's a very lovely woman. But I thought it was really, really like inspired direction, creating like that tense atmosphere, also kind of finding ways to like get laughs out of like morbid shit, like the hamster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the heck was that? But you know what? Yeah, I thought she did a phenomenal job with that movie, and I'm kind of bummed it only was nominated for just in one category.
Yeah, you could. It would be easy to say that that's more of a screenplay kind of thing, but yeah, like you said, the way that she kind of trains the camera on her face, and what she chooses to put in the frame is very much a directing choice. So,
A hamster face, like you see it, and it looks like cartoonish.
uh-huh. Yep, I can't write that on the page.
No.
Very cool. Well, I think we have reached the end here. Let's go to Best Picture. So Nate, what's your choice?
Okay, I won't pick weapons again. I would very much like to.
You
but I'm
you
not.
can. There's no rule that says that you can't, for the record.
Okay, I'm gonna pick weapons then. I mean,
The-
I kind of already went on about my love of this film, but I was just really, really hoping it would get in. I've seen like a backlash towards the movie on like some of the awards like sphere, and I'm like, do you guys just hate if it had the A24 logo? Would you just be like, that's what I feel like some of these people are like. Won't go on. But I just thought it was a mainstream studio horror movie, but at the same time, it didn't feel like that. Took a lot of balls. It wasn't like I love Zach Cregger's direction as well. He doesn't concentrate on just like jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. Just a couple of jump scares here and there. But I mean, he just, like I said before, he balances that tone so freaking well. It's such a confident movie. Is it perfect? I mean, you could poke holes in it, sure. I don't care. There's people being like, it's about nothing. It is about something. Read.
and it made money, which the Academy tends to reward historically.
But no, we got to get it to, I don't know. I liked all the movies nominated, actually. So
Yeah.
can't really say I would take out something.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And it was PGA nominee, so
Yeah,
not a crazy sentiment. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go obvious. This is probably the number 11 in Best Picture voting. It was just an accident,
Yeah.
It's it felt like for a minute there it very much was in, but honestly, I don't fully know what happened. And Jafar Panahi, it's great that he I guess technically he didn't get, well, sorry,
What?
he did get a nomination for
Screenplay.
screenplay. I was gonna say he didn't technically get a nomination for international feature, but um, yeah, I mean he deserves his flowers. And this was only the second movie of his that I've seen, so I very much like what he's doing and how he films his movie, um, and just what he's trying to say, and it feels just as relevant as some of the other Best Picture nominees.
Yeah. I'm kind
So
of shocked it didn't get in, especially considering everything in the world happening right now. I also felt like I know The Secret Agent has the Brazil contingent, and I need to rewatch the movie, but it's like because again, I know it's an ode to Jaws. That's my favorite movie. I will forever respect and revere that filmmaker just because he's like, I made this as a love letter to my favorite movie, Jaws. I'm like, that's my guy.
sure.
Perhaps I judged you too harshly. But I didn't feel that movie was like that, like audience. Like it was weird, and it
Yeah,
took some things where it's just like, what are you trying to do with this? And the ending really kind of fell apart for me with that movie,
yeah,
with kind of cutting at like the most suspenseful moment that it kind of took the air out for me. Versus it was just an accident. I feel like is able to make a movie that's so funny but so serious and
intense and thrilling and
intense and important.
thematically rich. Yeah,
Like it's all of those things while also just being kind of playing out like a thriller.
yeah,
And I mean, there's some movies and subtitles where it's like you almost forget you're watching a movie with subtitles in it because you're just so like invested into that story. And this movie to me was one of those where I that was my other movie that I almost put down in director and in picture.
mm,
I absolutely fell in love with that movie.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go on too long, but I kind of agree. I did like The Secret Agent a lot. I think, yeah, if you watch that movie like in a vacuum, I don't think I would have said that it would be a Best Picture nominee, um, but here we are. We're not watching movies in vacuums, unfortunately. So, um, yeah, these were all great picks, and this was a good discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hopefully, we've moved the needle with the Academy, and the next Naked Gun movie will get both Neeson and Anderson nominated, and
Yeah.
uh, it'll break the Sinners record. So,
Yes. And then Uncle Joe's College Road Trip 2 will
oh
also be.
boy, yeah, it'll be the One Battle versus Sinners of that
Yes.
year. All right. Well, very cool. Well, I think that'll do it this time.
Uh,
Next time, I think we might take another week or two or three off, and then we'll hit them with the big one and give our real Oscar predictions and the indisputable answers of what everyone is looking for.
yes.
So,
Uh,
looking forward to that, and looking forward to that discussion. And thank you, Nate, again. And
thank you.
thanks everyone for watching and listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.